All right, week one, let's go over what we're going to do. So at the beginning of every week, I'm going to make an announcement like this and then record a quick video just to give you a rundown of everything that's going to be due within the next week or so. I know these take a minute or so to watch, but please watch them because it's good to just have at the beginning of the week a reminder of these are the things I need to do. All right. If you will look at the first thing is a pretest, and I know that sounds intimidating, but the pretest is not for any credit. I'm not even going to look at like individually how you did on this test. This is just something that we have to give, and I will see class average how much we know about biology to begin with. You're not supposed to know any of this yet, so do not stress at all about it. This should probably be the first thing that you do. So just as soon as you're done watching this video, go over to the exams tab. Should be at the very top. It'll say pretest. Let's go through, answer the questions. If you know them, click the answer. If you don't, like if you read a question and you don't have a clue, you can feel free to skip that because we're trying to see what you know. And if you just guess and get some right, that's not really the information we're looking for. So take this one, like I said, just get it out of your way as soon as you can. And then if you look underneath that, there's a lot of assignments. Don't let that scare you. Most of these are 5 minutes. You can knock them out really quickly. So the next one is there's an About Me survey. You will find that in the quizzes tab to the left. And the reason I do this assignment is one of the big downsides to an online course is I don't get to meet the students usually unless you happen to be on campus and you swing by my office, which you're welcome to do. But I miss that, miss getting to know the students a little bit. So what you're going to do is just take a really quick 5-question, I think, quiz. Just things like, what's your major? Where are you from? And then it's got some other questions just to kind of gear you up towards what we're doing in this class. So it's going to ask you things like, how do you plan to prepare for the online course? Summer semesters are a little bit shorter, so what's your plan to make sure that you don't fall behind? So just be thinking about that. And that one is going to be worth 5 points. That is due next Sunday, June 13th. So you got a little while to do these. I pushed the due date back on some of these assignments because there might be a few students that add the class later on. But go ahead and do them so that they're out of your way and you don't have to worry about it later. Backtrack real quick. The pretest, try to do that when it's due this Friday. So that one is due pretty soon. So make sure you do that one first. All right. After that, there is a syllabus quiz. If you'll go over to the syllabus tab towards the top left, you've got a copy of the syllabus. I should have emailed you that before the beginning of the semester too. But just read over the syllabus again, refresh yourself with that information. And after you have read that and once you understand it, there's going to be another 5-question quiz on the syllabus. It's going to be really simple. It's things like, where is my office? What's the date of our first exam? If you've got the syllabus up, and you can use the syllabus during this quiz, you're going to get all those points, no problem. So it's just to make sure that you can find the syllabus and you know how to open it and find information in there. All right. There is a diversity project. That is something we do in all of our science courses. It's on the left, go down a little bit lower, it says diversity project. And what you'll do when you open that up, you are going to read biographies for a couple different scientists. You'll read some background information about their lives. Once you have read that, there is a 10-question quiz. Usually we used to make this worth like an actual assignment. What I did last semester, and I think it worked out better, is I made this a bonus assignment. So you can actually earn some bonus points if you'll do this assignment. Those bonus points can make a difference at the end of the semester, so make sure you take advantage of those. So what you'll do is read those biographies. You can even have the biographies pulled up on your computer while you're taking this quiz. That's perfectly okay. But what you'll do is you'll answer those questions. Because it's a bonus, it's going to say that you got a 0 when you take it, but I'll go back later and I'll see how many questions you got right, and I'll add those bonus points to your grade. Right? After that, we're getting into like the real material for the course. So I mentioned earlier, summer semesters are shorter. They are about 10 weeks. So that means we really got to get started on material. So week 1, you got a couple lecture videos to watch. We're going to do a lecture on chapter 10, which is a view of life. That's like an introduction to biology. And 15 is on Darwin and evolution. So where you can find those is go over on the tabs to the left, go to the learning materials. There's going to be 5 different units. Each unit is the material that's going to be on the test. So click on unit 1. That's the material that we're doing to start with. And once you open up that folder, there's going to be a chapter 1 folder. Click on that. You'll find a PowerPoint that you can download and take notes. And then there are lecture videos that I've recorded too, and those go along with the PowerPoint. So what I would do, print off the PowerPoints as a handout. There was a like getting started video. If you go over to the start here in the very top left, there's a video at the top of that tab that I recorded that shows you how to do this. So if you haven't watched that video yet, go back and watch that to get kind of more information on how everything is laid out. But you can print off the PowerPoint in a handout so that you've got room to take notes. And then when you're watching the lecture videos, you can write notes on the side. That's the best way I can recommend to study and prepare for the test. That way, you've watched the lectures, you've taken notes, and then you've got something printed off that you can use to study and prepare for the test. All right? Once you have watched those videos, there is a Chapter 1 and 15 review quiz. This is only like 5 questions, but it's just some stuff that we talked about in those lectures. It's a chance for you to see how well you know the material before the real test. All right? On the quizzes, you can use your notes. I'm perfectly okay with that. Now, on the real test, you can't. But when you're taking the quizzes, you can have your notes with you. That's perfectly okay. Right? So that is worth 5 bonus points. And everything other than that pretest, those are all due next Sunday. I know that sounds like it's a ways off, but go ahead and do it because next week you're going to have a new batch of assignments that are also due then. So just good advice for this class is finish things as soon as you get a chance. All right? Lastly, this is a big one, and I'll stress this out for the first week or so. Make sure you have purchased a lab kit. You have to have a lab kit to do the lab parts of this class. All right. The Science Interactive is the company that we're using, and they actually have a website that you have to have purchased a lab kit before you can even do the lab assignments. All right. So that's big because labs make up like 20% of your final grade. So if you don't buy the lab kit, that's like dropping your grade 2 letter grades right off the bat. So make sure you get that. Once you have ordered your lab kit, you can see the instructions. Go over to the lab tab. There's a video that'll show you kind of how to get started on that. But there are a couple prerequisite activities that you need to do. You'll have to do those before you're able to start the real labs that are going to start next week. All right. So no labs due this week. But if you will do the prerequisites and get those out of the way, you'll be ready to start labs when they begin next week. All right. So that's it for week 1. If you have any questions, just send me a message on Blackboard. I'll be sure to respond. And like I said, let me know if you need anything. I'll be glad to help.